Happy Friday and happy almost 2-year anniversary to PHNX and the PHNX Coyotes Podcast. I'm Leah here with no-name reporter Craig, angry Coyotes fan Petey, and Sean. And thank you all so much for tuning in.
And I am Beer.
Oh, and
That's you.
I am Beer. Yes, I guess that is me.
You're
Don't
Beer.
forget to hit that like button, subscribe wherever you get your podcasts. Leave us a 5-star review. You guys, it's been 2 years of this. Crazy.
It seems like 5.
Can you say that? You guys give me flowers? I didn't see any flowers.
Oh, yeah,
We didn't
I left them in my car. Sorry.
But there's no shots. There's no beer. Like, well, who planned this party?
And it's Friday too.
Yeah.
I mean, we have a fridge full of Winks and beer right there if you guys want
Just
to
saying.
get drinking.
Just saying. It's supposed to be a party. No, it's great. It's you know, and when we started this literally 2 years ago tomorrow, right? Is
Yep,
it tomorrow?
September
2 years ago
9th.
tomorrow, and you go back and watch that first show, and
Oh, God.
we didn't quite know our way or what this path would end in this journey, what it would be like, and now just see all the things we've done. It's really fulfilling. It's been a great run.
Yeah.
I'm just grateful to our community. First of all, thank you for following me through all the crazy turns of my career. It must have been exhausting at some point. You might have thought I'm done. I can't do this anymore. But thank you for following us over. And when we started this whole thing, when I made the decision to leave Substack, it was for the possibilities that this setting would create for this beat. I don't think the Coyotes have ever been covered as thoroughly or exhaustively or as well as this beat has covered them for the last 2 years. So that's really what I dreamed about, what I hoped that this beat would become.
Yeah, absolutely. And I'm grateful to you guys because I was nobody. And, you know, you were probably thinking, who, what? Like, we have to work with her. What's her background? So I'm just grateful that you both took me under your wings and have both, I don't know, just helped me so much over these last 2 years. And, you know, you talk about that first show, I think, it's the PHNX Coyotes Podcast. Like, that was my tone of voice. Yeah. And you go back and watch and, like, the camera's moving. Like, oh, my God. It was so bad.
Well, I think the thing about this whole crew, Sean included, is chemistry.
Yeah.
You talk about us taking you under the wing. Everybody has a role here.
Yeah.
Everybody does some things really well. We rely on each other to take care of certain things.
Yeah.
And it works well. And that you don't know that that's going to be the case when you step into this situation with all the potential dynamics. But
yeah, it's a team. It's a true team, and I think we're lucky and fortunate. I know I am to work with you two every day, and with the DP behind the Mac. PHNX the family. It's a team, and it's not just us. It's the people,
the
diehards that listen,
Mm-hmm.
and we'll get into a little more. Are we doing that today? I didn't read the thing.
I don't know what you're talking about.
The thing. All that
Yes.
stuff. Okay. I didn't read the thing.
Classic.
Sorry. That's
Something's
like
never changed.
Cut. Can we reshoot that?
No. This is live.
Sorry.
Oh, man. Well, I want to kind of hear from you guys. Just what are some of your favorite memories from the last 2 years, and maybe even some of your least favorite memories from the last 2 years?
yeah, I mean, one that stands out, obviously, and it's not a good memory for Coyotes fans. It was election night.
Yeah.
That was a rough one to cover, but cover it we did. We covered it well. We covered it fairly. It was emotional for a lot of fans. I mean, it was a shock to the system. From what we had been hearing, it was going to pass easily, and instead it got crushed. And for me to be there and you guys to have to react to it, and I don't know how long that show was, but
like an hour and a half at least.
Yeah.
And that all happened in the first 10 minutes when our whole show was kind of planned for
we had literally a party atmosphere in here prior to it. We had fun bits planned. We had and then you all of a sudden go, all of our graphics, all of our videos. Now we got to come up. And I think, Craig, what that did, I think that really it was a defining moment for us here at PHNX Coyotes, because it showed what else we can do. And I thought it was it was literally breaking news happening as it unfolded, and we were there. Yeah. And I think we were there for the fun times of big wins, like against Toronto, and we were
we were
there
for
The first game of the Mullet, we were there. We were there. The last game of Glendale Arena, we were there. And I think if you look at all those things, there were highs and lows. There were happy times, and you were really excited and happy about what was going on here. And then there were some tough days, and that was one that really encapsulated that was a tough day. But I think again, it shows, and I want to make sure the community hears that is, well, we'll be here. Like if it's good and happy, we'll be here. If it's hard and difficult, we'll be here. If it's bad news, we'll be here. If it's good news, we'll be here.
Like jumping on the emergency show to talk about when it came out that they didn't pay the bills, and we were talking about that when it was. I mean, when Craig broke the news that they were going to be playing at Mullet, like. We talked about that. It's not always rainbows and butterflies, especially with this team.
Especially with Craig on this panel. I think this needs to be said. And because it's a hot button around the internet, and especially the kind of media that we provide. Craig's a journalist, and Craig doesn't wear pom-poms to the Mullet. Ever. Like he's mindful of his role as a reporter. He's fair and even with the team. If things are bad, Craig's going to tell you they're going bad. And I think I want to make sure, yes, it's a Coyotes podcast. We're called Coyotes. It's PHNX Coyotes. So clearly we have a slant towards the Coyotes. Yes, sorry, people, we do. But even in the post-game shows, Leah, I thought you and I were all, if they didn't play well, they didn't play well.
Yeah.
If Bill Armstrong, we questioned a move, we would say we questioned that move. When they lost the vote, we were said, could the organization have done more? I think that I'm proud of the fact that I think that we try to be balanced, and I know there are days that we I don't want to say pom-poms, but we're happy when things work out for this team because we want hockey here in the Valley.
And we want to make it more fun for the fans of this team. That's like when you go to our Twitter bio, it's like we make it more fun to be an Arizona Coyotes fan. Arizona Coyotes fans have not had a lot of fun in the last 25 years. So let's try
and I think that's
make
really
it
important that we
more
stated
fun.
that here at some point during this show.
From a reporting standpoint, it's a hell of a lot more fun to cover a team that's winning, too. You guys are probably going to be more talkative. You're going to get more out of it. So, I mean,
more positive moments.
Any beat writer will tell you that. Yeah. So
Hopefully,
Craig, those days are coming.
Someday.
Lord.
Someday one can dream.
Oh, boy. But when we went back on year one, which was a year ago tomorrow, we counted all of our guests, and I think it was 71 in year one. And we did not go back and count all of year two because I don't even know how we would have tracked that. But you have to imagine it's like almost double that at this point, maybe 1.5 times that. I don't even know. It's crazy how many guests we've had. And we've had some like insane guests. The commissioner of the National Hockey League, Gary Bettman. Sometimes I forget about that because everything like pre-vote becomes a hazy dream. But I can't believe that.
Yeah, the commissioner of the league has been on our show. We've had mayors on our show. Hugh Hallman sat in one of these chairs. Neil Gillan was on the show.
Corey
Woods was on the show. Yeah, we've had council members. It's crazy the array of guests we have.
Dogs.
We've had dogs
live
show
in the studio.
Yeah,
I don't think to be honest, and we'll talk about the dog show. I think what was a popular guest. I don't think they ever got the hair out of those chairs.
That's why these aren't the
I know
chairs.
that's why we got the more furniture chairs because those chairs had to stay at the old studio. I think.
Yeah, but then when you talk about anybody affiliated with the Coyotes, I mean, Bill Armstrong's been in this chair multiple times.
I think
Javier
he's
Gutierrez
been on
has been in the show
the
multiple times. Has he really?
Bill, yeah.
We've had Shane Doan, eventually.
Yeah, players,
eventually
former
called
players.
in.
He's
Keith Yan.
Well,
former
he
players.
was
Brad
studio.
Richardson was just here in studio. Jason Demers was just here in studio. We've had so many amazing guests, and that's part of what this platform makes possible. I couldn't do that when I was writing wherever the hell I was writing at the 17 other outlets I've written for before I came here.
And Craig, I'm confident that the more that guys come down here and see what we do, I'm confident that we're going to get more and more of that as the future unfolds for this franchise. I think to a man, everyone that came in here said, "Wow, this is like a real studio." I don't know what the people think. Like, do they?
Yeah,
like this isn't Craig's basement,
Well,
although it looks a little bit like Craig's
basement. When you tell someone like, "Oh yeah, I host a podcast," it's like, "Oh
yeah, it's like,
I host a podcast."
Leah's at the kitchen counter with the cat. Well, that does happen sometimes. Okay, never mind.
So the chat is reminding me of some really funny things. So the Watt said Leah not getting to eat her rice she was cooking.
Oh,
Do you
remember
guys
that?
Remember that?
At dinner time.
It was when it
was
came
one
out.
of the emergipods.
Yeah, it was the emergency pod when it came out that they didn't pay the bills in Glendale, and I had been cooking dinner and I had to stop, and we did like an hour show.
Yeah, and you didn't
I was
eat.
so hungry.
Like,
that one was incredible. And then Christina said late night speed racers past my house.
And since you moved, we don't have that.
That's true.
It's a different community that you live in now.
But just
gated, secured.
Some when I was looking through old clips, there was one of me where the street racers went by so loud that I started laughing, and I couldn't stop laughing, and I had to take myself off the screen, and then Sean joined the show.
I do miss the street racers. Actually, we should probably have a sound effect.
Yeah, we should.
Street racers that we just add from time to time.
Hilarious, actually. Oh my gosh. What are some of your favorite memories just off the top of your head? Like one moment that stands out, and you're like, "Wow, that's awesome."
With the guests or just
any show?
I think it's for me. It's the ones that just spontaneously happen. And I know one, it seemed like it was really scripted, but I go back and it is in that first year is when you and I played knee hockey.
Oh yeah.
Because we really want to be able to provide highlights to our diehards, but you can't because it turns out we don't have the rights. And I thought it was just something just so bizarre enough that, unscripted, unplanned, and it just turned out so well. And it was just those fun moments to me that I think, like when we go on site in Tucson, like we were right by the ice in Tucson, and we had Carconi, and it was just fun.
Yeah.
Like we do fun things.
Yep. Go ahead.
Christina said the night we beat the Suns pod in donations.
Fire.
Amazing.
That's a good memory.
Kenny said the Chikrin vampire night. That was like the most Coyotes after dark. It's funny that some of our most unhinged shows have been the shows we did at home. There might be something to that. And I really appreciate this comment from Michael saying the pack having a voice through you all is so appreciated. And I appreciate that's how you feel, Michael, because I feel like that's, at least for me in my specific role, is trying to give a voice to this fan base. But as far as memories, I mean, this was pretty recent, but what we did in Nashville.
Yeah, thank you. That was on my mind too.
Was amazing. And not just what we did in terms of our draft coverage, but having people fly across the country to be there with us, like that night on the boat, was one of the most special and most memorable moments.
Once we got there.
It didn't start well.
Yeah, once we got there.
That's true.
After the sweat walk that we did to get there.
We should have brought a change of clothes.
Yeah. Did you know that it's humid in Nashville?
Jeez, where is this place? And now I will say this. Now that you know where it is, it's like right there. Like we could have saved half of our walking. We didn't know. But wonderful. And having the diehards along to do that and share that. The diehard meetups before games. The diehards that stop and say hi.
The impromptu
games.
diehard.
Illegal Pete's. That's the other one I was thinking about, where we just had this impromptu meetup at Illegal
Like
Pete's.
it wasn't even a arranged one. We were just like, hey, Craig and I are going to go.
And from a coverage standpoint, Clayton Keller getting 86 points is one that
awesome.
Those just don't come along very often. And I know he didn't break the record. He tied Keith Kachuk's record, which is kind of cool in and of itself that they're sitting side by side and they know each other so well. Keith was actually a mentor for him, but that night was pretty cool.
Craig, you look at the first year, though, it was more of we talked about the rebuild reminder and pack therapy. And it was like, let's be honest, that first year was hard.
Yeah.
It was hard. Like the team struggled and always battling towards the bottom. And then last year, to your point, the team played better. And then there was the Clayton Keller story to follow and his chase for the record and what he had done off of his major injury. So I'm curious to see and excited to see what this year's going to hold. What is this year's story? Is it the team that, wow, they break out and they're teasing and they're better and they've taken a step forward? Or is there going to be a breakout season again by maybe a Keller or Cooley? Or I can't wait to see what the storylines that this group is going to get to follow all season long.
Yeah, there's so much potential. And there's so much ahead that's exciting. I mean, literally, Craig and I leave for Australia 1 week from tomorrow. So
we do.
Who knows what memories are going to happen there. It's just crazy to think about it.
I think that isn't the time zone a couple days ahead. Didn't you guys already leave? I'm not sure how that works.
I'm afraid for what impact I might have on that entire travel day.
Stop.
It's just going to be like Lost, the sequel.
Stop.
Stop. Can't say that.
Stop.
Yeah. By the way, go watch the movie Hijack before you see that.
Nope. Oh my gosh. It's truly crazy that we should be drinking Four Peaks right now. You're still drinking your tea.
Yeah. On your first ad read, I'm going to. I'm going to go.
Well, you know what the first ad read is? It's Four Peaks. So go to the fridge, Petey. See what's in there. I might have something. You never know. Let me know what's in there. I am Mr. I Am Beer. Yeah, if there's WOW, I'll take a WOW. This is a WOW podcast. We love WOW. I don't know if they have it in Australia, but that's okay. I'll stock up this week. Craig's favorite flavor is back. 'Tis the season for pumpkin porter. You already got some pumpkin porter stocked in your house.
Yep. I'm drinking that tonight. Thank you, sir.
Heck yeah.
It is cool.
And what I love about fall at Four Peaks specifically...
We're not going to do the...
Well, let's do a toast after.
He's afraid that they're going to explode on us, though.
Cold, so be careful.
Okay, maybe we'll wait a sec. But there's so many events at Four Peaks during October. So you can go to fourpeaks.com/locator to find all your favorite brewery tours and events. Steinholding, Oktoberfest, and haunted brewery tours. If you haven't done that, we did that. It was so fun.
Really? Do they have things jumping out at you and stuff?
I'm not going to say. Check out at Four Peaks Brew or at Four Peaks Pub to keep up with the latest at Arizona's hometown brewery. You must be 21 or older to drink Four Peaks, and please drink responsibly. NFL is back. PD might not have done so well on his bets, but that's okay.
Thanks, Locksmith.
There's other things you can do, such as Splash Sports, and PHNX will have a weekly Pick X and NFL Survivor contest over at Splash Sports. You just go. We have the link in our description right now. Deposit $5 to enter, and you can win prizes every single week. And we'll be running weekly contests all year. You could also run your own contests. So head to splashsports.com/PHNX to join in. We'll have different contests coming out, so we're stoked to compete with and against you all. Be sure to click the link in our description. Just another fun way to watch the NFL, because I keep saying I don't think anyone's going to be watching the Cardinals and expecting much besides tanking.
You keep saying that. They haven't played a game yet.
I mean,
buddy, a Coyotes fan, you should know. Well, you should know better. Like, wait till they play. Like, how about those Lions?
Well, I mean, right now the Cardinals have a better record than the Chiefs.
Ouch.
Not
wrong.
should we toast? Do you think these are going to explode?
I'm concerned.
All right.
Oh, not bad. No, we're fine.
Cheers to 2 years,
2
you
years
guys.
and many, many more. Cheers.
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 Sean's drinking his Arizona iced tea. Cheers, Sean.
Cheers.
Appreciate you. Keep letting us know in the chat some of your favorite memories. It's sparking memories for me, and I appreciate it. I love reflecting. Before we get into, we have some videos of our favorite moments. We have a couple super chats. So we'll start with this one from Mike. For the record, y'all need some 4XL t-shirts in the swag store. I will pass that message along, Mike. Thank you for letting us know, and I will make sure our merch people know. And then Brady said, talking Yotaki batter good is a highlight. Thank you, Brady. Wow. We appreciate it. And I saw your comment earlier about us giving you shit about living in Kansas City. And I love getting to know the people in our chats. And it feels like, even though I've never met Brady in real life, I feel like I know you. And there are a lot of people I have met in real life, but either way, it's just so nice. It's so nice. So I've collected some of the best moments from the last year. So I tried to stay away from year one because we did that last year. And I'll kick us off, and I'm going to give you guys the opportunity to throw in your favorites. But this is one of my favorites, and this was recent. This was this summer. And we did a show at the Ice Den, which was phenomenal. Thank you again to everybody at the Ice Den and Coyotes PR for helping set that up. And we had the opportunity to have head coach Andre Tourigny join us on the show. And this has been an ongoing thing that Craig and I have known, that Bear his family has his own maple syrup. So he brought it in. Craig made waffles that morning and brought them in a crock pot to keep them warm, which is very Craig. And maple syrup might have come up once or twice. So this is
once.
This is one of my favorite moments from the year, and it's a supercut of all the times maple syrup was mentioned on that show. So this is your family's maple syrup.
Andre, what makes a good syrup?
We're going to do a taste test of your syrup.
One follow-up question before we taste the syrup. All right, here we go.
Oh, my God.
Yeah, that's legit. Are you taking a sip of your syrup?
Good.
Cheers.
Cheers.
There you go. Right there.
Right there.
Cheers.
Just a little sip of syrup.
Oh, my God. All right.
Oh, my God. Right? I'm sending down some syrup for you. So have you received a can of Andre Tourigny's maple syrup yet? Because he told us
seriously, the damn syrup. What has happened to my life?
You know good maple syrup.
We need a review of Andre Tourigny's special maple syrup.
No, I'm just wondering how much Andre's paying you about the goddamn syrup.
He's
like, uncle.
Are you going to ask him about the syrup?
The entire purpose of this show is to display Andre Tourigny's homemade maple syrup.
It's so good. Oh my, yeah, Craig, that could be a commercial truly for the syrup. Just unreal. And you know what? It is damn good syrup. So
yeah, I'm just trying to get more.
Yeah,
that's my whole purpose there. Just bring me a case.
Petey brought one in. There's one on the commission.
So
you
Studio
see how long that lasts.
Yeah, you
Craig
might
hasn't been in Studio B since I brought it in.
Yeah. Exactly. Craig, I'll let you pick our next
I like
memory.
the next one you have on here because this is such
same show.
An Andre Tourigny quote right here. In fact, it got stitched onto fabric by Cheryl.
It did.
Yeah, one of our diehards. But yeah, this one, and he said something similar in the Q&A I did. But this this epitomizes who Andre Tourigny is.
Yeah. And it's Andre Tourigny talking about the size of the house.
You know, it's not the size of your house; it's the happiness in the house.
Look at that.
Wow.
See, he's got all these. Like, you should print T-shirts.
Seriously, brick wall me. Like,
Literally.
let's go.
Literally.
No, but
God.
seriously, it's,
That's fantastic. That's fantastic.
happiness is not. We say money doesn't make happiness. We say all those cliche, but it's true. You know, I had a discussion with Kels yesterday when we're talking, and I asked him at some point. I said, "Which player will have not liked to play in our environment next year?" He said, "None, nobody." That's the best answer you can get. So from there, we need to keep winning game, improving the team, keep growing, being hungry, and do all the right thing, and good thing will happen.
That speaks to the culture he's built,
Yeah.
and it speaks to why Andre Tourigny wanted to be back here. You know, I'm sure a lot of people wondered, do you want to return for this situation even though you don't have an arena? He never even thought about that. That wasn't the concern to him. Obviously, he'd like to have an arena to play in, but it's all about what's happening inside that room for Andre Tourigny.
And I think it's you talk about the extension for him, and I think that's so important for the future of this franchise and where this franchise goes. And we've mentioned it many times on this show that to a man, player, staff, anybody that deals with teams says the same thing about Andre Tourigny, is what a wonderful person he is and what a great coach he is and how he connects with the players. Hey, don't get me wrong. Like, he still is tough on these guys. Like, he's a coach. Like, he still knows when and how to push buttons. But he does it with respect, and he communicates, and he brings everybody in together. He's such a good team builder. I think this was a huge step in this franchise moving forward, getting him locked up. And that quote really sums up the whole thing.
And one thing I just want to add to that is that, you know, he said this on our show. He had a mic, but like every practice when we talk to him, he's dropping like crazy quotable things just at, you know, a Tuesday practice at like 10 a.m.
Yeah.
He's dropping stuff like that when you're just having a one-on-one conversation on the side that's not being filmed or recorded. Like, that's who he is all the time. That's not just him when he gets on a mic in front of a camera. And I think that we just need to make that clear, because it's been
genuine.
It's just been amazing. And especially for me, you know, I've only been doing this for 2 years, and to have this be my first experience with an NHL head coach has been really special. So
Yeah, pretty good maiden voyage. Yeah.
Yeah.
To have a guy like that to cover.
All right, Peter.
Well, and I think I'm going to follow up with a little more Arizona love, and I want to get one of the former players who had an opportunity to play in a lot of really nice places. Played in the Madison Square Garden, heard of it, with the New York Rangers, played in Florida, played in some really good communities, but he had a lot of positive things about the state of Arizona and hockey here in Arizona, and I'd like to go to what Keith Yandel had to say about his time here.
Absolutely loved it. You know, one of those places I was fortunate enough to get my feet wet in the NHL and to start my career there. You know, a place that's very, you know, when I think about it, it's just kind of everything in my life. You know, whether it's getting married, having kids, you know, both my kids were born there. Spent the first couple of years in Arizona. So for me, it's just kind of everything goes back to Arizona. You know, obviously getting a chance to play in the NHL for a team, you know, I'm not going to lie, it was a team I didn't really know too much about when I came into the NHL, but you know, now it's a team that means so much to me. Just, you know, to be able to call myself a Coyote, and you know, something I take great pride in. I have a bubble hockey game in my game room here with the big Coyotes logo on it. And, you know, just one of those things where I take a lot of pride in being a Coyote, and very grateful for my time there. And
yeah, it's just, I think it just speaks volumes to this community. And I mean, the community of fans and people that follow this team closely, when a player of his caliber and stature who has played where he's played had those kind things to say about this franchise. And that's, I just, underlying that, it's the haters and all of those things that just, I wish they'd go away, because there is so much love for this hockey community here in Arizona.
Absolutely. Well, this next clip is related to that first one because, you know, Craig and was it you, Craig, who arranged
It was the same day.
Yeah. So Craig was trying to arrange a surprise for Keith Yandel when Keith Yandel was on the show, that we would have Shane Doan call into the show live to surprise Keith. And of course, you know, the whole interview goes by. Doan didn't call in. You know what? maybe he forgot, maybe
He's a busy guy.
Yeah, whatever. Like he just didn't call in. No worries. Well, he did call in, but a little too late.
Oh no.
Oh no.
More of those
Oh
stories.
my God. Seriously.
This is
Somebody's
classic.
calling in. Total classic.
This is classic.
Yeah, well, can we bring in our special guest?
Yes,
Who's calling in?
it's just
Who's calling in right now?
Our special guest that was literally
Oh
supposed to
my
call in an
God.
hour ago. Somebody is late calling in. Where's my surprise face right now?
Wait. I cannot be late when I have no service. I'm literally in the middle of Alberta. I'm getting into my truck. I hope I have more service in there.
You got to be Shane. And by
You
the
guys see me
way,
there we go.
Donor, I will tell you this because we just had a
Yes.
45-minute interview with one of the best human beings that it's ever worn a Coyote jersey in Keith Yandel. And you'll have to go back and listen to this, Donor, because all he did was praise you
did.
and how big of an influence you had on his career. And so go back and listen to it. But we really needed you to
missed him.
call about a half hour ago. So thanks.
The most classic Shane Doan move of all time.
Unbelievable.
How can I be late if I don't have service? I don't know. Find service.
Yeah. Doesn't mean you're not late.
When I told Keith Yandel that Shane had called in after he got off the show, it's his response was like 17 ha-ha-ha-has in a row, and then he's going to be late for his own funeral.
Yeah. Yeah, and people think you're joking, Craig. It is literally, he has not done, I mean, he's done this to you multiple times. Multiple times. If he gets back to you at all. Oh, that was good. That was classic.
And the service thing, the cell
Yeah.
service. How can I can't be late or if I don't have cell service. Well, you never have cell service. Somehow you never have cell service. I'll bet he doesn't have cell service in Toronto.
Yeah, he like
Exactly.
didn't
Don't have
get on a
service.
Canadian phone
Don't
plan.
have service.
Oh boy. All right, Craig, do you want to go next here from this list?
I hate to take it here, but I like the idea of the vote night reel.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah. So this was a reel that Shane edited that includes our reaction to the no vote, as well as some follow-up shows to that vote. So everybody brace yourselves. We're going back to that night.
We can talk about hockey instead of elections and votes and city councils and moving and relocation. We can just talk hockey, which is what I'm here for. I do want to say this, though. I know there's a lot of people. Can we get the ticker? We've got the first set of ballots are in.
And it's not great.
Just waiting right now to actually call it, but it's looking like this is going to be a no.
Yeah. The Ted is dead. So we are moving on to other options. Let's start with Fiesta Mall in Mesa. Well, let's talk about tribal land, Craig. Let's talk about county islands. There's a lot of questions like, why can't the Coyotes just go back to where it all began? Footprint, opportunity zones. What the heck is that?
I don't want to talk about the arena.
The sad part is there's really no conclusion to that video.
We could literally run that video every day.
Yeah.
The last part is Craig saying he doesn't want to talk about the arena, which is like the only thing he's talked about since that date.
Yeah, because it just doesn't go away.
Oh, God. It
More
hurts
than
me.
a decade.
Hurts me.
More than a decade.
It hurts me in my chest.
Yeah, it was quite a night.
Hey, Jay. Jay from CHGO.
Hi, Jay. Thanks for stopping
Jay's
in.
they got a ways to go to make it a 2-year.
Yep.
And the big question will be, will they have a Calder Trophy or Stanley Cup Trophy before Arizona does? Huh. We'll see, Jay. We'll see.
All
The
right.
race is on, and there comes pride in the backstrip. I'm going to go to the glue that keeps this entire show together, the bus driver that keeps us on the rails as best she can, day in and day out. We've got a clip of Leah Merrill when someone mistook her getting a little promotion meant she was leaving the show, so we needed to replace her. And this is the pains that it took for Craig and I to try to find a replacement for Leah Merrill.
So Leah's changing her position at PHNX, and she might not be able to do all the shows. We're kind of looking for somebody to fill in. Your name came up. What do you think you can bring to the show, Fish?
I mean, let me first start off by saying it's probably going to be very hard to fill those shoes.
Ray Whitney, thanks for coming in. I really appreciate it. I just want to ask you one main question here. What do you think that you can bring to PHNX Sports?
Well, I can't bring Leah's looks, for one, but I can bring in a great knowledge of the game. I can bring in some more stuff for Petey to help him with his commercials that he's doing and the Roman stuff. I'm a guy who can relate to that at my age.
Well, Craig, it
starts with heart and balls, determination, tireless work ethic, and I bring my boss beer. I don't know how I can't get this job.
I bring every day, 100% energy. You're going to walk into that office and you're going to get charisma, you're going to get humor, and you're going to get knowledge.
I think, Leah moving on is going to be great for her. And I think I can bring a lot of excitement, a lot of knowledge to the game. I've been on both sides of it, player, management. Now I'm working for the league. I think I could really, really add a lot to it.
You know what? Once again, I'm flattered. I've had this long existing problem with one of your coworkers.
Oh, yeah.
He tends to discriminate against ketchup, and
that could be a problem.
I'm not too sure how we're going to work.
Difficult work environment.
What's that called? You coincide? How do you?
So should we have to get over that?
Yeah, or does he go too? And I invite maybe another party.
Like a package deal.
Yeah.
And I just really hope you guys just give me that opportunity and really dive into my resume and see if it's something that would be suitable for you guys.
I'm the guy for you.
All right, Craig. Candidates to replace Leah. Who you got?
I got Steve Potvin, head coach of the Tucson Runners. Great leadership abilities, but a really tough commute. Christian Fisher would bring personality, obviously, but I know Leah did a lot of the shopping for us at Costco. Questionable cuisine taste here. Ray Whitney will bring the hot takes, but he might get HR involved with some of his practical jokes.
Yeah, interesting.
What the fuck?
Whoops! Where were they? Whoops! They were supposed to.
Oh my
boy.
god, that makes the chat's already saying it. That makes me miss Christian Fisher so much.
Big time.
All three of those guys nailed it. By the way, they had no idea that we were going to ask them to do that until like 5 minutes before.
Yeah,
nailed it.
Crazy. I missed the fish.
Yep, me too. This next clip, it's only 12 seconds, but it must be shown again because we set some follower goals when we were, on Twitter. Every 500 followers, one of us had to pay a price.
Do something?
I had to eat fake syrup. Petey promised to dance, and that promise.
That took a long time.
It took a very long time to deliver, but he finally did it. So, Petey, you thought this was buried, but it's not. Here's Petey doing the gritty. And now, Petey is going to dance.
Hey, we outside! Let's go, Petey! Let's go!
Woo! See you on Saturday, everyone.
Is that how we ended the show too?
Yeah.
One of my proudest moments. Here at PHNX.
You're doing the hard work here at PHNX.
We'll see a lot with my home state Minnesota Vikings. It's kind of their thing. I was practiced.
Can we stick with this vein for a moment?
Yes.
I mean, I don't think that was the most legendary Petey moment.
It's not.
I think the Roman, not even a read. It wasn't a read.
It wasn't a read.
It was a Roman sing.
I don't think we can show this. I think there's copyright infringement.
No, it's a parody, so it's fine.
Yeah, that was a moment. And by the way, at the infamous St. Patty's Day party, Petey pulled out the guitar and performed for us then too. But this was an all-time ad read.
Oh boy.
I'm nervous.
They're ready? There
We're ready
was
for you,
an
Petey.
old man who lived on my block. All that he wanted was a really hard puzzle to do to keep his mind quick, and a partner that occasionally would play with his checkers. He set up down by the creek, and the blood started flowing to his enormous large feet that he tripped on and fell in the grass, 'cause all he was thinking about was the nice piece of pie that his partner had just freshly made. And if he played his cards right, he might just get ice cream on top, for which he could lick, and his partner 2 hands up and down on his pole used for fishing to give him good luck. And later that day they would finally go to the store for some fresh candy bits, and he would grab hold of her lovely firm hands that he held while they stared at the clock, and she bent on over to kiss his bald head that reminded her of the statue of Venus, and she reached in his pocket to grab hold his wallet to pay for some Roman supplies to keep her man happy and her with quivering thighs. Roman, because we're all thinking dirty.
Oh my, that video was so iconic that multiple shows played it on their own show. Like, and the whole Suns crew was in the room.
The best part of it for me is if you watch that again and watch Craig S. Morgan, he there's a moment where he puts his hand behind his head and stares up the ceiling, and then like time just freezes. And he's like that. Like, you think, is the video still moving? And no, it's just Craig. He's just like lost in his own world.
You know what the irony is? At the start of the show, you were like, oh, you didn't, the kind of coverage we get to do it.
Right. Thank you. And that's exactly what I was thinking right now. Like, I imagined all the things that were possible for this show.
Look at all the serious reporting.
Was not among them.
Yeah, look at all the serious reporting. Craig is like, can I leave now?
Craig was questioning every decision he's ever made.
Literally questioning my existence.
To lead him to that moment. Oh my God. Yeah, Brady, we can post it in Discord. It's so good. So those are some of our best moments for me or two. Just phenomenal. And again, having the chat there in all those moments is what makes it so special. I remember that night and the money that we did raise, and we did beat the Suns crew, but not only did we do that, we raised as a company and because of all of you, a ton of money for a great cause. And we continue to do that. We talked yesterday with Kelly about the Out of the Darkness walk, and the information's in the Discord, and I'll tweet it out for my personal account as well. But again, just the importance of community and just the good times and the bad times all together. It's been, a very special 2 years, and we got another year to go. And I think this year is going to be a little different, but in a good way. And I mean that in terms of the team on the ice, and obviously starting the season thousands and thousands of miles away. So we'll see. We'll see how that all goes. All right. But before we move on to our final segment of the day, Sean, I'm putting you on the spot. I want you to give us a DraftKings pick of the week, please.
That hit last time, by the way.
His pick of the week?
I honestly didn't even remember what it was last time.
I don't know, but I did it last time. I'm going to do it right now.
I mean, it's that time of year again, ladies and gentlemen.
Oh, no.
Where my pick of the week is going to be the same damn thing.
Oh, God.
Every
Here
week.
we go.
Buffalo Bills, New York Jets, Monday Night Football. Buffalo Bills -2.5 is disrespectful. I don't care if it's being played in New York, or New Jersey, because there's only one football team in the state of New York. I'm taking the Bills -2.5. People are hyping up the Jets too much because of Aaron Rodgers and all that. I think the Bills are still going to be one of the best teams in the league. So my DraftKings Sports pick of the week. Buffalo Bills, -2.5 at -110.
Everyone buckle up for Bills picks every single week from here on out. So there you have it. If you want to tail Sean, you can do so over at the DraftKings Sportsbook app. Great place to bet on the NFL. They are always giving out promotions as well. I took advantage of some last night.
DraftKings was just literally handing out free money last night.
Yeah.
They have their like early win promotion where if the team is up by 7, so I put $25 on the money line. They scored first, so I won that. They had I
had Chiefs money line, but because they were up, I got it.
Oh yeah, I didn't think about that.
Lost.
I guess I would have won it anyways. Yeah. But they had Patrick Mahomes 1+ completion. Boosted to
which
plus
he almost
100.
didn't get, by the way. Those receivers.
Yeah, I know. But I put $50 on. They're literally giving you free money. So I put $75 into my DraftKings account last night. Woke up with $175 in my DraftKings account.
Wow. Somehow I still screwed it up.
It's okay.
Personal.
All of this, it's going to be a great weekend for betting on football. So download the DraftKings Sportsbook app now. Use code PHNX to sign up. New customers can take home $200 in bonus bets instantly for betting just $5. That's code PHNX only on DraftKings Sportsbook, an official sports betting partner of the NFL. The crown is yours. Here we go. I've never done this before. Gambling problem? Call 1-800-GAMBLER or visit www.1800gambler.net. In New York, call 877-8-HOPE-NY or text HOPE-NY. In Connecticut, help is available for problem gambling. Call 888-789-7777 or visit ccpg.org. Please play responsibly on behalf of Boot Hill Casino and Resort, Kansas. 21 plus, age varies by jurisdiction, void in Ontario. See dkng.com/football for eligibility, terms, and responsible gaming resources. Bonus bets expire 7 days after issuance. Eligibility and deposit restrictions apply. That's pretty good, I think.
It was, actually.
Wow.
Now we can just record it and speed it up.
Yeah, just like a shame.
We're done.
Yeah. But listen, it's football's back, and sometimes you get fooled because you're like, oh, it's fall, it's cooling down. Well, not in Arizona. It's still sunny every single day. So make sure you have your Shady Rays handy at all times. Petey mentioned on the show yesterday, he was literally like selling Shady Rays to Coyotes players.
Yep.
Like he was
True
giving
story.
them our bonus, our promo code to use, and they were like, yeah, I'm gonna do this. So it's Shady Rays are for everyone. Tons of different styles, and Shady Rays stands by their products. If you don't love them, you can return or exchange for free within 30 days. I love my Shady Rays. They're coming with me to Australia. I can't wait to rock them down under.
Should be going to Sun Devil Stadium if you're going there, right?
That's true.
Like,
That's true.
If you're going to tailgate, you better have your Shady
Yeah,
Rays.
it's going to be a hot one on Saturday.
Yeah.
So exclusively for our listeners, Shady Rays is giving out their best deal of the season. Go to shadyrays.com and use code PHNX for 50% off 2 or more pairs of polarized sunglasses. Try for yourself the shades rated 5 stars by over 250,003 people. And 4, because Sean, 2. Okay, well, last thing I want to do is thank our diehards personally, because last Friday, and Petey and Craig unfortunately weren't in the office last Friday, but the rest of us walked in and saw this on our back table, which was personalized individual gifts for every single person at PHNX, cupcakes, PHNX cookies, a little trophy. I literally almost said statue, and that is not a joke. And a handwritten note from our CEO, and this was orchestrated by all of our diehards. This took everybody 2 months. We all got handwritten letters and gifts, and we just can't thank you guys enough for the surprise and how much it meant to all of us. I was emotional reading all of the cards. It's just absolutely unbelievable what you guys did for us, and we sincerely thank you. And I'm just going to give a shout out to the Pretties, Chris, Daniel, Karen, Abnormal Sons fan, CWP, Amanda, Ogie, and Kenny for your handwritten notes. I really appreciate you guys.
Seriously, did you get a cupcake, by the way?
I did not.
They save you one? Didn't save me one.
Well, it's because we took them to the fantasy football draft that night.
So a couple other things. Karen McKenzie, by the way, I did get another box of nut butters. I appreciate that. I've donated them to the office.
They've done well in the
Actually,
office.
They have done well. And Chris, somewhere along the line, you learned that I really appreciate cutting sarcasm, and your note captured it. So thank you for that, because it was great stuff.
Yeah, it's this community, we've talked about it several times on the show, and I just want to reiterate the diehard community and what it means. Like, we're friends, and then we see them at events, and it
does feel like friends.
It's just family.
Friends, yeah,
it's family. So thank you, everybody. It does mean a lot, and I think, for us to have people that appreciate the things that we're doing here together as a group, I think that's incredibly meaningful, and it helps us get up here every day and talk about this team.
Yep, absolutely. Before we go, we only have a couple of these left because the season's getting started. Weekend binge. It's Friday. We're gonna
have to talk about this next weekend,
especially because what do Craig and I download for our 16-hour flight?
Buddy, you guys could do a whole series.
I know.
So I don't know if you guys are morning show fans, but it's coming back. Season 3 is coming back next week, so I'm really looking forward to that. So I may download that.
You can download.
Well, I don't know if
Apple.
it'll be the whole. I don't know if they'll release it all at once, but
I'm
open to ideas for like movies.
And I'm not doing Hijacked
on
don't. The plane.
It's really good though.
Not doing it.
Don't do it on the plane.
Yeah.
Highly advised.
I'm still watching Suits. That's all I got.
Yeah,
it's
and
lame, but I'm still watching it.
And big surprise, I'm still at BritBox, and I'm pushing the Bay. If you're not watching the Bay on BritBox, I finally got Matt McConnell switched over to the dark side of BritBox, and he's right there with me. If you want cutting edge drama and cop shows and a short term series where it's over in 6 episodes, buddy, it's BritBox, and hit the Bay.
Okay. Can you download from BritBox for plane rides?
I don't know. Okay. I don't go on plane rides. I sit at home on my couch. I honestly don't know.
Craig, what do you got? Do you have anything that you're binging?
Not this weekend.
Okay.
I got family stuff, but I'm looking forward to the morning show coming out next week, and we need a lot of suggestions for this flight.
So what we should do is tell everybody now, like really take this week to think, but it has to be something we can download. Like it's
got to be a downloadable show.
Like you can't download from Hulu, which sucks.
Well, you can't download from. There's certain shows on all platforms that you can or can't.
Yeah, but like Netflix, you can. Apple TV, you can. So
I'm gonna try and sleep too, but I'm gonna listen to music. I know that.
Craig, even if you sleep for 8 hours, there's still 8 hours.
Buddy, I don't know how much sleep.
It's a full work day.
There's the thing about that, and that long of a flight with that many people, and here's everybody's goal. Everybody's we're going to get on the plane, we're going to sleep. And everybody's sitting there going, oh, I want to sleep. But you can't sleep.
No.
And then the more you can't sleep, the more you can't sleep. And so it's going to be an absolute disaster. and I'll
Thanks,
be in
buddy.
bed. I'll be in bed.
And then we'll be stranded on a remote Pacific island.
Exactly.
So,
Lost.
cool.
But you guys will be there to cover it.
Yeah, I wonder if I'll have Wi-Fi so we can do
Wi-Fi.
shows.
I'm not even going to get into
A
the
lot
Wi-Fi.
of captive guests at that point.
Karen McKenzie, my favorite author, Harlan Coben, Shelter. It's another one of his characters. It was Mickey Boletaire. It's a younger kid, so it's more of a teen, kind of like Riverdale, but a little bit different. But it's really good. Harlan Coben. Just Google him on any platform. I think Netflix has most Harlan Coben's. Phenomenal. Okay, and he's a hockey fan.
Oh, love that.
Huge hockey fan.
Yeah.
Read them. You should take a Harlan Coben book on the plane. I'll tell you this best one, and you can take it.
Good. Well, I have a Kindle, so I like to download on my Kindle.
Got it.
Yep.
I'll buy you a Harlan Coben book for the flight.
Wow, thank you. Sean, you got anything?
Still working on, excuse me, we're still working on Shameless. So there's that. But there's a bunch of movies that I want to see, actually. Gran Turismo, based on a true story about how a kid who played video games ended up becoming a race car driver. Strays, Saul said, was very fun with Will Ferrell and Kevin.
He said
Jamie
that was
Foxx,
fun when you had an OG's
which
first.
is
Yeah.
I thought was implied. But yeah. And then I don't know, Bottoms. It's got, I forget her name, the woman from The Bear, the main actress in The Bear. She's in it. But Marshawn Lynch also makes a cameo in it, and I saw a clip in it. It's actually very interesting. I'm not sure too much about what the movie is, but it's from the producers of Pitch Perfect and Cocaine Bear, the two best movies of all time. But just fun little story. Apparently, Marshawn Lynch took a role in this movie. I think it has something to do with the LGBTQ community, because apparently Marshawn Lynch's sister is gay, and he said that he took a role in this movie because when she came out to him, he didn't have a very good reaction about it, so he was doing this as kind of like an olive branch to her, and I thought that was very cool. But the movie also looks very, very funny because I love, again, I forgot her name, but I love that one actress from The Bear. So
Sydney?
Yeah.
Cool.
So I got some movies to watch this week.
Awesome. Those were good suggestions, Sean. Thank you. Again, come ready next Friday. Craig and I need it. But in the meantime, again, this diehard community, amazing. We love you all. Garrett said, greatest and most positive sports community of all time, worth every single penny and then some. We really appreciate that, Garrett, and we try to, give you as much value for being a diehard as possible, whether it's just our Discord in general, our monthly PD's Puck Talks in the Discord, Craig's weekly diehard only content on the website, 20% off our merchandise, 20% off our events, and everything else you get with being a diehard. I think it's worth it. You get a free shirt or hat when you sign up, and then every year after.
Yeah, and I don't know if we can say this, but I'm going to say it anyway. I'll
Okay.
just get in trouble later. But the
Forgiveness, not permission.
Yeah, exactly. The format of the newsletter is going to change a little bit, and I'll have something coming out Monday that I think kicks off all of the newsletters across all beats. It's going to be more bloggish, a little more lighthearted, a little more fun in form, and I've got a story I'm already working on.
Awesome.
Fun.
While we're on the topic of things happening at PHNX, make sure you watch the PHNX D-backs post-game show when we beat the Cubs for the second day in a row. We're coming, Craig.
Heck yeah.
Recognize.
All right, we'll see.
We kicked your ass last night, Craig.
And
Really, all they got to do is play 500 against the Diamondbacks, and it's over. So, just saying.
Wow.
oh boy, as fall is here, all the sports are going to be in action, and we have a ton of great events planned, starting with this weekend for PHNX Cardinals. Reserve your tickets for free to our PHNX Cardinals away game watch parties. Join us every away game at BetMGM Sportsbook at State Farm Stadium for ticket raffles, prize giveaways, and more. The link is in our show notes. I'm telling you, if you've never been out to BetMGM, it's a phenomenal place to watch games because they have massive TVs plus a bunch of other giant TVs all over. So whatever game you want to watch, it'll be on at BetMGM. Come hang out with our PHNX Cardinals crew. It's going to be a blast. And if you're, getting in the spirit of repping your team, check out FOCO because they have a ton of great apparel, accessories, toys, collectibles, novelty items, and more. Great gifts for the sports fans in your life as well. So FOCO has our back for Arizona sports, and they have yours too. You can get the best gear around by visiting FOCO.com. That's FOCO.com and using code PHNX. And for all non-presale items, use the promo code PHNX for 10% off. All right, you guys. Any other notes before we get out of here on our 2-year anniversary?
Here's to year 3.
Yep, I'm just ready for year 3.
Yeah,
Cheers.
Cheers to
Let's
year
go.
3, you guys. Oh, okay. Cheers, everyone.
Yours feels empty already.
Mine?
Yeah.
It's one of those days, I
Friday.
guess. Again, everybody in the chat, everybody listening, everybody watching, we sincerely appreciate you. This would be nothing without you all, and I cannot wait for what's ahead. We have so much fun stuff planned. So in the meantime, hit the like button on this video. Share the show with your friends. If you have some Coyotes fans friends you don't know about us, or
hopefully
maybe
they'll announce the place for the draft one of these days, so we maybe can plan another trip with our diehards.
And maybe it'll be a little closer. Just saying. But yeah, we love you all. We appreciate you all. I'm so proud of what we've done in 2 years, and I can't wait for the year ahead. So thank you, and hit the like button on this video. Subscribe wherever you get your podcasts as well, and you can follow all of us on Twitter at @SPetersHockey, at Leah Merrill, at Craig S. Morgan, at Sean_DePaz. You can follow the show at PHNX_Coyotes. Again, cheers to 2 years, and here's to a great year 3. Bye, everyone.